interrupt part 2 because the transition between part 1 and part 2, if I just let you kind of jump into the vlog, is not going to make sense. When I was uploading or editing the videos, what I realised is I didn't take the time to explain what actually happened between when I said at the end of part 1 that I was going to go to reception and ask about the vets, and then what I filmed during the day on day 2. So I wanted to jump in. I am back in the UK now, so I know the full story, but I wanted to just introduce part 2 and tell you exactly what happened. And I think this is where I started to understand that it was all meant to be, simply because of the synchronicities that started to happen. On day 1, I wanted to go to reception and ask them about a vet. I wanted to take this dog to the vet to see if she was healthy or he was healthy. I wasn't quite sure at this stage, and just to see if it was at all possible to bring him or her back to the UK. So anyway, this was on day 1 in the evening, and I go to reception, and the general manager, Dimitri, was sitting in his office 2 or 3 meters away from the reception. And I said to the receptionist, do you know any vets in the area? So I walked in to talk to Dimitri. He comes out and he says to me, why do you need a vet? You're a tourist, you know, you don't have any animals. And I said, look, I saw this dog today on the streets of Chersonissos, and I'm thinking about rescuing him or her, but I'd like to just, at least if I can't rescue the dog, take him or her to the vets to get the hair clipped off, and maybe just give him or her a bath. He said, show me a photo of the dog. I was like, okay. Anyway, I showed Dimitri a picture of the dog, and he said, I know this dog. I know this dog. And I just want you to really take in what I'm about to tell you. And this is how I know, like I said before, that it was just meant to be. Because the chances of me being in that hotel and him knowing the dog, but not just knowing the dog, he said to me, my girlfriend, Ivana, works in the shop where this dog sleeps and stays pretty much every day, and she's been feeding the dog for over 5 years every single day. And I just got the biggest goosebumps ever, and I thought, how is this possible? So if you think about it, in the area where I was staying, you've got about 300 hotels, 150 clothes shops, or shops in general. What are the chances? Think about it. What are the chances that I would stay in this particular hotel where the general manager's girlfriend works in the shop where the dog literally lives? What are the chances? And he said to me, I'm going to call my girlfriend and arrange a meeting for tomorrow, 12 o'clock. Come to the coffee shop and she can tell you all about the dog. So I went back to my room, went back to bed. And then the next day I met Ivana, who has been the most amazing help on this journey. And she's just, honestly, she's just helped with everything. The vets and the Greek government when we changed the microchip. Anyway, I won't tell you too much, but I met her the next day, and understandably so, she's very, very protective over the dog. And she said to me immediately, he's a she. The dog is a she. And I thought up until that point that it could be a he. But yeah, anyway, I discovered at this point that she was a female, and she was called Maria, and she was approximately 7 years old. And she basically lived on the streets, but she would go begging with a gentleman who lived in a made-up shelter behind the main road, but he couldn't care for her because of the lack of finances, and also there was abuse going on. So she told me so much about the dog, and she said to me, what are your plans? And again, she was just making sure that I was serious. And I said, look, do you know any vets? Can we take Maria to the vet? And she called the vet immediately spoke to him in Greek, and the vet said come at 5 o'clock today. This was on day 2 of my trip, so things were moving really quickly. So anyway, I said I have no transport and I don't know where the vet is. She was like, no worries, jump on my scooter right now and I'll show you where it is. So I jumped onto her scooter and we went to the vet, and he was still there, because normally in Greece they have like a break between 2 o'clock and 5 o'clock. So we get there about maybe 1:30, 2 o'clock, and we have a conversation with him about what we want to do. And the vet says, do you know what, I'm not going to go for a break today. Go and get the dog right now, walk back with Maria, and I'll do the full examination and tell you exactly if she's healthy or if anything needs to be done. So I bought a collar and a lead from the vet there and then, just like, okay, we're doing this, you know, we're doing this now and we're going to make this happen. So we took her to the vet. And that's where I'm gonna stop talking, because the vlog that you'll see, this part 2, will explain exactly what happened. Enjoy.
You say take me on a treasure hunt. I long for something new. Have you heard the fairies when they sing and dance? Oh, I wish it was me every night. When I close my eyes, I see beauty lives in me. I know I don't yet know it, so I trust you when you say that beauty lives in me too.
Didn't expect to be doing this on a Crete holiday, that's for sure. But I took the dog, who is not a he, he's a she, to the vets today and paid €60 to have some blood tests done and a full examination to make sure that she's healthy. And then she got weighed. She's 35.9 kgs, she's massive. So the dog has been living on the streets for 4 or 5 years. Got run over apparently a few years ago. And then an Italian family paid €800 for the dog to be able to go to the vets. Any of the people that I've told back home about rescuing the dog, they've all said to me, you're crazy, you can't bring a dog back, you're supposed to be on holiday, relaxing. But the thing is, if everybody walks past that dog and thinks, well, somebody else will feed her, or somebody else will give her a drink of water, or somebody else will give her a home, then the dog will never get a home. And it just takes one person to take that leap and to say, okay, I'm going to be that one person that actually tries to help this animal. Because I know that if that dog, who is called Maria by the way, stays living on the streets, it's not going to survive for much longer. So I'm going to do everything within my power to bring her back to the UK. The next step is on Monday is to get my name put on to her microchip as the owner, because at the moment the current owners have not registered their names. She's actually registered to the Greek government, so I need to go there on Monday to change the name and then get all of her vaccinations done by the vet on Monday as well. So I'm meeting the lady that's been helping me on Monday at midday, and she's going to take me around to these places on her scooter, which is amazing. But now I just need to work out, how do you get a dog from Crete back to the UK, and how does it work with quarantine and so forth. And the reality is, as much as I would love to keep her, I don't think a 35 kilo dog in a 1-bed flat would be suitable for her. And I don't want to take her away from living on the streets
and her having all of the freedom in the world and being fed by all of the different restaurants, to then being cooped up in a flat, because she's not going to be happy either. One thing that I did notice, and one thing that really made me want to make this happen more than anything, is as I bought the lead from the vet earlier, and then I placed the lead and tried to bring her with me outside of the shelter where she stays with those two men. She wouldn't come, and one of the men kicked her. And that just made me think, I have to make this happen. Apparently they use her to beg for food, and I had to pay them €5 for them to allow me to take the dog to the vet to get care. And I don't know, I have no issue with anybody that lives on the streets, of course not, but if you're abusing an animal and kicking it and using it for your own gain and advantage, it's just not on. And I don't think I would be able to live with myself if I left Greece without having done everything humanly possible to get this dog out of this place and give it a nice home with a garden and a cozy bed and some food every day. That the universe throws these things in our way for a reason, and I'm just trying to listen to my intuition, not my logical mind. I'm gonna go back to the hotel now. I just need to rest and have a cup of tea or something. Morning everybody. So it's Saturday now. I'm just walking down to Star Beach.
Friends at the doorway, pretending that you had the time of your life. Had we met before, instant chemistry, was so glad you came. Had we met before, laughing instantly, but it didn't feel like thunder.
I just realised that I haven't given you an update on what's happening with Maria. So following up to the video that I did yesterday talking about trying to manage having a dog in a one-bed flat, and also trying to figure out how I would manage also with Clara, after a few hours of kind of thinking about the logistics and trying to make sure that when Maria does come back to the UK that she feels safe as well and happy. And the reality is, if she's going from being, you know, in a place where she's free, so fully outside, to a flat, I think maybe it will just make her quite frustrated, and I wouldn't forgive myself if I brought her back and then if she became just frustrated or unhappy or even aggressive. So, but there is really good news, and I still can't quite believe how everything is just seeming to fall into place. So I emailed one of my friends to say that, you know, I couldn't take Maria home, but I really wanted to find a way to bring her back to the UK. And my friend had already said if I couldn't take her in, then she would be happy to take Maria as a plan B. So I emailed her to say, look, reality is I don't think I can take her in. Would you be willing to consider maybe fostering or adopting her? Without hesitation, this lovely lady has agreed to adopt Maria, not just foster, but give her a permanent home in the UK. And she has a garden, a big home, and she's willing to put the time and effort into, you know, training Maria if she needs it, because she's never had a home. So I wonder what it's going to be like for her to live in a house, you know. I got the news yesterday. It was just like, it's just all falling into place, and that's why, as I said before, you just have to trust your gut. When I saw that dog, within a second, a millisecond, my intuition and my spirit guides just said, you have to save this dog, you have to rescue this dog. And it almost feels like the reason that I came to Greece is to fulfill this mission in a way, you know, to rescue Maria from these owners. And I'm sure they're doing their best, but any person that abuses animals shouldn't have animals. It's as simple as that. And animals need to have clean water and food and a loving home, and sadly the gentleman that she lives with can't provide that. They don't have a house. They live in a building site in a kind of like made up tent, no electricity, no water. And when they do get donations from people off the street, they buy booze. So it's no good. I'm gonna try to get her into one of the pet grooming shops so she can just get all of this matted fur cut off, so at least when she is, you know, for the next 4 to 5 weeks in 30-degree heat, she might be a bit more comfortable. In terms of getting her back to the UK, we've both been doing some research, and you can fly a dog back directly from Heraklion to the UK via TUI. So I've inquired to the same company that I used to bring Clara back from Dubai, called Pet Air, and it asked me for the dog's breed, and I actually don't know. So I've put the weight and, you know, vague measurements. So I'm just waiting for a quote to see how much it's going to cost to bring her back. Sorry, I'm sweating as I'm talking to you, going up this hill. So from the day that she has the vaccinations, which will be on Monday, she has to wait 21 days before she can actually move out of Greece and go to the UK. So it's a shame that we just can't get everything sorted on this visit and book her onto a flight within the next few days and just get her out of here. But those are the rules, and it is what it is. We just have to kind of deal with each step as we go. But it's happening. Can you believe it? No, this wasn't a logical decision at all, because everything in my brain was saying, don't do it. If you can't find her a home in the UK, where is she going to live? She's going to be worse off. Don't take her away from the owner. You don't have the money to do this. And actually everything has fallen into place and it's all working out. So listen to your gut, go with your intuition. And like I said, there's something in this dog's eyes that feels familiar to me, like a soul that I've known in a past life. So I have to bring her back. And although she won't be living with me, you know, she'll be about an hour away, and I can be Auntie Bex and go and visit and take her treats. So that's the update. I will let you know what happens on Monday. I wasn't allowed to film anything in the vet yesterday or the day before, and I wanted to kind of show when she was getting weighed and, you know, having her examination and stuff, but the vet was quite strict, so I don't want to, you know, take the piss. But I have taken lots of before videos, and when she gets back to the UK and she has her new life, it will be pretty cool to have a video showing how she was living here and how she's gonna live in the UK. So if you haven't done, definitely subscribe, because I'll be posting lots of videos about Maria. I don't know if my friend is gonna keep the same name or if she's gonna change it, but quite like Maria. Originally I called him Max because I thought it was a he, but she's a she. So, but anyway, I'm just heading back to the hotel. I had to just stop filming because I'm
so hot walking back. What I was going to say was I stopped at the supermarket on the way back from the beach to get some meat for Maria, and I got these plastic containers as well, cleanish to drink out of. It doesn't look very appetizing, but I got some packs of meat. Yeah, I tried to give her some dog food the other day, you know, like the pate you can have, and I popped it down and she just literally didn't even touch it. So I know that a lot of the restaurants give her meats, like leftover meat, so maybe that's just what she's used to. So I thought I'd try and take these down in a little bit. It's a bit too hot to go right away. I just got back about 5 minutes ago. So I'm just gonna stay under the AC for 10 minutes and then pack up my stuff and then walk in the other direction. It's about 1.5 kilometers to where she normally is. So I'll take her some water, take her that food, just make sure that she's okay in this heat. I mean, I know she's used to it. She's been on the streets for a long time. But yeah, if I can just take her some food and water down for the next few days whilst I'm here, then hopefully it will make her a little bit more comfortable around me, and also she'll just be a little bit happier. So I'll take you with me in a little bit. Maria! Hello! 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 Look at your tail wagging. Hello! Hi! Hi! You okay? You in the shade? Oh baby, we're finding you somewhere to stay. Yes we are. You okay? You okay? Gonna get you a nice haircut. You can have a bath. You okay baby? Should we go in the shade? Oh. You okay? Hello? Hello? Oh, it's so hot. Come on. Come on. Oh. It's okay. Come off the road. There's a car. That's a good girl. Come on then. Good girl. Hello. You're gonna have such a nice home soon. You just need to be brave a little bit longer, and then you're gonna have a nice doggy bed, nice garden, lots of food, maybe some new teeth, clean water every day, lots of toys to play with, and a nice mummy, and a nice auntie. Yeah.
Try to figure out who I am. Not sure what I'm doing here, and the days don't work out the way I thought they would. And before you there was no one who understood. Never found somewhere I fit in. Till I met you, I was feeling lost, but you're the one who can make it go away.
She had these big kind of like mats of fur. She has a few bald patches as well. Look on her nose. Oh, she just needs a shave and then a good wash, and then
but don't succeed. Yeah, it feels like you're the one who saves me, the one who saves me.
I'm trying my best to hold on. It's not easy, but I'm feeling stronger with you. And the days don't work out the way I thought they would. And before you there was no one who understood. Sometimes I can't see, but it feels like you're the one who saves me. When I try, but don't succeed.
take you on a bit of an adventure to the bar and restaurant and then going to Kutulafari. But I feel a little bit under the weather. I don't know if I've caught a cold or whether I've just spent a little bit too much time in the sun today, but I feel quite shivery. So I made a decision to get into bed. It's only 9:30 Greek time, which is 7:30 UK time, but I did even open a can of beer and I just couldn't drink it, so I made a cup of tea instead. And I'm just gonna have a really early night, and then hopefully in the morning I'll feel better. I don't know whether it's the air conditioning unit as well, because it just blows directly onto me in the night. I think it's the sun, to be fair, but I was out just as much last time I was here and I seem to be fine, so maybe tomorrow I'll just stay in the shade. But I have another update for you about Maria, and we've actually found a lovely guy who owns a pet shop in the next village who is willing to take her in until my friends and I can come back to pick her up in August, which is such good news. But she's so sweet, honestly. I gave her some meat and some water. Makes me emotional. And then she just came with me in the alleyway, and I sat on a little crate, and she just plonked herself down on my foot as to say, I'm not moving, you're not moving, keep me safe. And she just looks like she wants to get out of that environment, you know. So Ivana, the lady who's been helping me, has been absolutely incredible. So if you're watching this, thank you for everything that you've done, and I hope that we can stay in contact, so you know I can send her some videos and pictures. It's so sad. When I left Maria earlier, Ivana messaged me to say that the guy who owns her at the moment, or doesn't really own her, I don't even know what to call it, the guy who uses her for his own gain, was riding on a bicycle and kind of just dragging her along to a spot where they beg, and he plays an accordion and she's meant to howl, and if she doesn't then she basically gets kicked until she does. And I think it's horrendous, and I'm struggling, to be honest with you, to not do something about it, but there's nothing right now that I can do because he doesn't speak English, he speaks Romanian, and I don't know what kind of person he is, I don't know what he's capable of, and I don't want to kind of piss him off too much because then he might hurt Maria even more. So it's Saturday night now. Tomorrow there's nothing we can do because unfortunately everything is closed. Thinking about the logistics now of, you know, how we're going to get her back. So at this stage we're thinking about getting everything sorted for end of August. So I will have to be here, and I'm more than happy to come back to help, because Maria's microchip will be registered to me, so I will need to come back and make sure that she gets on the plane okay. She'll fly cargo, just like Clara did when she came back from Dubai. You can't really have a 36-kilo dog in the cabin, it might be a little bit disruptive. But she'll be absolutely fine. So the next step, like I said, tomorrow I'm going to go back and feed her again. It's a long walk in the heat, and I know that I'm used to training, but I think when you add a lot of heat and just, I don't know, like adrenaline from wanting to get these things sorted, at night you just feel a little bit, I wouldn't even say depleted, just tired. It's a good tired, I wouldn't change anything. And a lot of my friends now have come back and been so supportive, and I said to Amber earlier, I know that you'll think that I'm probably crazy doing this, and she was like, not at all, you know, it's horrible to see an animal suffer, and it's great that you can do this. So it's just nice to have people who are on board. And I've had a few comments that have basically said, you know, somebody else will take care of her if you don't, but that's the problem, they won't. You know, so like I said yesterday, I'm happy to kind of just move forward. And I said to my friend earlier, it's the same feeling that I had when I went into medicine a few years ago, that feeling of almost guidance to say, Bex, you're meant to study medicine. Okay, all right, I'll listen to it and I'll move forward. And it's been the best decision I've ever made. When I saw Maria for the very first time and I looked into her eyes, I knew
intuitively, and don't ask me how, I just knew that I had to save this dog. Like, it was part of my life's purpose. You just can't make this up, you know? Fate, you just have to follow your intuition and follow that guidance that sits within, and I promise you it will lead you down the right path. And don't be afraid of what your mind is saying, because your mind is designed just to keep you safe and to prevent you from doing things that stretch you outside of your comfort zone. So it's all about listening to your heart and intuition. And if you believe in angels and spirit guides, then, you know, listen to those as well. And I'm hoping to do some more videos about intuition and ego and all of that very soon, so watch out for those. Okay, I'm gonna have this cup of tea. So exciting, aren't I? Saturday night, 7:30 UK time, in bed with a cup of tea. But I'm so happy to be here, and this week has been so different to what I expected, but in a way so much better, because it's been like going on an adventure, and I feel like I have this team at home trying to help me, and people here who are coming together to help, and it's like every little piece of the jigsaw is slowly coming together. And I can just picture Maria in 6 months from now being in a warm home with fresh water and that lovely little face, being so grateful, and she doesn't have to be abused anymore. And like I said, I just want to do everything humanly possible that I can to make sure that we make this happen, and I will make this happen, you know? So thank you for listening to all of that, and I will see you in the morning.
Saves me, the one who saves me.
I'm trying my best to hold on. It's not easy, but I'm feeling strong.